Narcissistic Personality Disorder.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Tell us what it is and tell us exactly how to
There is no
pinpoint
cure for it.
There is no cure.
And you know, I hate when people say, "Oh, you attract what you are." No, you don't.
Right.
You're always going to attract these people.
Yeah.
What you need to learn is how to set a boundary to prevent them from entering your space.
Okay.
So I just want to correct that. Don't let no one ever tell you you are what you attract. No, you're not.
And you hear that a lot.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's justification for that. So narcissistic personality disorder is considered a cluster B disorder.
Okay.
There's a book called the DSM, which is a book of mental disorders that was put together by a bunch of psychiatrists. And they keep revising it or what have you. But cluster B disorders are, you know, those that have trouble emotionally regulating. So narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, that's the sociopath, psychopath. Those are the dangerous, criminal, the rapists, the pedos, horrible, you know, very calculated types. Well, the sociopath isn't. The psychopath is more calculated. The sociopath is off the hook.
Yes.
You know, think Blueface. You know, just all over the place, getting into trouble, reckless, or Kanye. I think Kanye, Donald Trump, in my opinion, are sociopaths. The psychopath can be quiet and more calculated and silent and have a method to how he abuses, and he's dangerous. The other, well, I named three: narcissism, antisocial personality disorder. Then we have the borderlines, which they are emotional and they can be manipulative, but they have a huge problem with toxic codependency and seeking validation outside of themselves, very emotional, all over the place, you know, expressing themselves. I've seen a couple of cases that were really bad, but they have an empathetic side to them. Okay, so, and then there's the histrionic, which a lot of women are, wild personality, flamboyant, want to be seen and heard, loud. I think Jocelyn yes. Hernandez, you know, women with that type of energy and personality want to fight all the time, you know, to be seen. It's just about attention,
right.
But getting it the negative way.
Okay.
So,
and I guess that where does the term masculine energy come from? Because we hear that a lot with certain women who are very domineering like that, but that's not what it is, right? It's just something else.
Everyone has their different definitions of masculine energy.
Right.
I just think it's a woman can get into masculine energy by default.
Okay.
Because if you're in a situation with a man that doesn't know how to lead, you're going to get frustrated.
And you have to.
Instead of cutting him off, which most of us were taught not to, we were taught to make things work, that struggle of. So you stick around, and what ends up happening, there's going to be a shift where you're carrying the weight of the relationship and you're leading when it should be him. So it's going to automatically push you into masculine
right.
energy. You may not want to be that. I know for me, I want to be soft and feminine.
Right.
And I've been in situations where I had to take on a role of masculinity when I didn't want to, but he was being a child.
Overcompensating.
Yeah, you
right.
turn into the mother. When you
right.
become their mother, you step into masculine energy. So that's, for me, that's what that means. Right. But a narcissist is someone who is highly manipulative, self-entitled, selfish, grandiose in their ego, their behavior, delusional. It's all about me. They have to manipulate they manipulate everyone. It's not just romantic. They manipulate their family members, their friends, and they stay clicked up to those types of people. So they never do things one-on-one. There's always a clique or someone assisting them.
Right.
You know, even in relationships, you find if you get in a relationship with one, they got their family in the background helping them to break you down. Okay. And train you and groom you. It's really sick.
Interesting.
So They lack accountability. They're terrible in therapy. They try to manipulate the therapist. But there's a twist to that because a lot of therapists are narcissists too. You got to be careful.
Wow.
You know, I try to help people raise their discernment so you can find them everywhere.
Right.
Doctors, lawyers, you name it. It's dangerous. Your workplace, they're everywhere. But yeah, they just manipulate their way through life, and they're very empty inside. No empathy, lack of empathy, remorse, and it's a sad way to live.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
life.
So, you know, we were talking off camera in regards to the dynamic between Will and Jada, right? Like, we've seen that unfold in the public eye for so many years,
Yeah.
right? And, you know, you were telling me that it's not just one of them, it's both.
I believe it's both.
Right.
A lot of people think Will's the innocent. I don't think Will is innocent.
Okay.
I think Will is more of a covert. And covert narcissists are the deadly ones because they're silent. They will abuse you with a smile on their face, and you won't realize it's abuse until 2 weeks later.
Right.
It's very insidious and very covert. So I just think Will maybe getting her is just in a way that we can't see it. He keeps
Right.
it out of the public eye.
Absolutely.
But it's like they've trained each other and they're addicted to each other's toxicity. And that's the glue that keeps it, in a sick way, it keeps their marriage working for them.
Right.
They can separate and have side relationships and come back together.
Right, but they'll never officially, like...
Never divorce.
Right.
No, because they're both obsessed. Come on, Will going out on vacations with his first wife, and Jada's like, I don't care. Yeah, because Jada's over here doing her thing.
Right.
He's free. She knows where he's at. And if she's swinging both ways, dealing with men and women, you know, gives her free time to do what she wants.
Right.
And that's just them. I know several married couples like them.
Really?
My grandparents were. My grandparents were married like 50, 60 years, slept in separate bedrooms. My granddaddy, may he rest in peace, had a child outside his marriage. My grandmother would not divorce him. I was told that she cheated back. So they're toxic. They will abuse each other into the ground, but they will never divorce.
I always heard these things about the old school marriages, right? In regards to they will always stick together and work through it. There were years that they didn't speak. Like, isn't that another form of abuse that you don't speak to your partner in regards to certain things?
It's abandonment. It's
Right.
It's called stonewalling, but deliberately punishing your partner by withholding communication, withholding sex. It's all abuse.
Right.
All of it. But some people like it.
Okay.
Some, they're, you know, narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, they're sadistic.
Right.
You know, a lot of women like the man whooping on them, and they won't leave because it's love. And there's the women that don't like it and they're fighting to get out, but then there's the women that it turns them on.
Right. Like how when Liza Minnelli used to beat up her husband.
Yeah. And some men like being
Right.
beat up on by it's sick, but some people are addicted to drama.
Right. She used to
So
whoop their ass. And
Yeah.
they just stuck around. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's I mean,